Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and welcome back to a new video. And today is a nice special day because I'm actually doing another logo critique for you guys. I love doing these and you keep sending me them in. So if you want to send yours in, click the links down below or go to the email in the description below and you'll find it. So the first logo that I'm going to be critiquing today is from a guy called Dujo Olivia. I think I said that correctly. And he says, I'm a graphic designer and here is my logo. So this logo represents the initials of his name. So as you can see here, we've got his initials down here, which is a D and O, and he's showing us the sort of process. So he's trying to connect them into sort of like an icon or a monogram. These types of logos work really well because this one is a condensed typeface that you use, and I believe it's not even a typeface, but you've actually penned this in as well. You've not shown me any of the actual non-outlined versions. All of these are outlined, which I don't mind. It's pretty cool, but you've also shown this grid section here. I'm not too sure what the grid section is all about, whether you created it like this. People do this a lot just to like look fancy and that. I'm not sure if you actually created it with all these grids and sections, but nonetheless it looks pretty cool. Okay, so the first thing I like is the fact that it is like a monogram. Now when I zoom out, you can sort of think about it being an infinity symbol, and you're a graphic designer, so you work in symbols. Now something that I would think about with logos like this is to increase the line weights. So I'm gonna just show you this right now because you've got like a weird stroke on there, I'm not sure why, but we're just going to increase the stroke on here ever so slightly just to get that line weight up. Now with logos like this, you want it to be quite thick, only because it's going to be perceived very small. So that means that you can edit it when it's like this, and then you'd have to chop a little bit more off here. I also like the fact that you've got some sort of the stems here. I would work out what you could do differently here. This sort of shape here doesn't speak too well to me. I would see if you can actually like move that up ever so slightly, but you've got a lot of like anchor points here and a lot of grids that you're holding on to. So you've gone ahead down here and you've worked out a bunch of borders to the one that you like, which is the one that I did not choose, but it's a different kind. It's basically the opposite intersections of the first one that you've chosen. Now I like everything on here aside from these harsh corner rectangle borders that you've got here. I don't think they work. So what I did was I created my own one. So I've got like a little representation here. So because it's a very curvy design and you've only got like some corners here where the lines are intersecting, I've gone ahead and made you a border in black and white, or shall I say grey, and I've basically curved the corners of them just to give it a bit more of a friendly look and into an app icon. I don't like your colour schemes at all. Red and blue, that's just weird colouring right there. Not your fault, but like again, I'd prefer something like this, something that's less harsh than the red, because the red kind of looks a bit weird when you're zooming out. It looks too in your face, but having something that complements itself or to the other color like this one with a desaturated blue, you've got like a nice sky blue and then a pastel blue, it works really well. Overall though, I really like the design choice of this. I think it works really well as a logo. Maybe this could be the icon and you have like a typographic logo with it. That would be pretty cool if you had that. Not too sure though, it's up to you. On to the next critique. This next logo is from Nadim and he's given me his design to critique, and he is a graphic designer. So here we've got his logo in white and black and white, and what I like about this is its negative space. Now, taggy design, it looks really good. I like the contrast that you've got in here, but I have made a few, not changes, but like suggestions for you. But first, I really love the pencil icon. It works really well. It's in an interesting shape because it's going at an angle. So I really appreciated that, and the simplicity of making a pencil. It works really well when it's small as well. And this is how you can tell if it's a good logo, because it works well when it's small and it can be easily repeated. And you've shown me images here, like mock-ups of what it would look like. That looks amazing in the streets, very minimal, good negative space, good hierarchy. Now there is a few things that I would like to do with the type, or one thing in fact that I'd love to do with the type to make it better, and that's over here. I've made my few suggestions on this to make it a bit easier for you to see. Now this one looks a bit strange. I would change this ever so slightly. I've just been playing around with your logo just to see what it would look like if it was to be a logo that I was going to be comfortable using. So first, again, I love the pencil. Now you had it up here, which I like. I would keep this kind of smaller than you would normally have it, like this. It kind of looks a bit too leaning, and it kind of looks like a tower if you're not careful. You need it to be very instantaneous in what you recognize as a pencil. I've also actually increased the spacing between the words tacky and design. But I love the fact that you've used a bold typeface or the bold version of the typeface you're using for tacky, and use a lighter typeface or the same typeface but lighter for design. This is really good for contrast, especially when you're trying to get the word out there for your company, which is tacky is what you want to see first. What do you do? Design. So you can see the hierarchy there. Now, obviously some people don't actually create a spacing with this because you've got the hierarchy. But if I squint my eyes, and if you squint your eyes, or in fact, if we do this, we go to an effect and we add like a Gaussian blur to this. So if you squint your eyes like this, you can see there, and if we zoom out of there, that you've got a good amount of contrast. But something that would make it a lot better would be to increase the spacing between the I and the D. So what I've done is I've done that for you over here. And that just makes it look a lot cleaner and nicer and more representable. I just think increasing the spacing between tacky and design enables people to see it more clearly. I've also gone ahead and looked at your logo. I'm a massive fan of putting logos into rounded squares like on the app icons, because if you ever wanted to look at a good piece of logo design, it will fit on an app icon really well. Now this fits surprisingly well on an app icon. So I've put it into sort of a rounded square so you can see that it's a logo as well, like it's an app or whatever, that it shows that you've got an app, it shows that you've got borders, it shows that you've got this surrounding nature to your business. I've also done something really crazy. I've put the pencil for you inside of the A for tacky. I've also thickened the pencil up with a 4-point stroke as well, just because it is an icon. I wanted it to be a bit thicker and bolder to match that typeface. But it'd be interesting to know everyone's thoughts on this, shoving this pencil inside of the A, because I think it still reads, but it could read tiki instead of tacky. And then also you've got the standalone version of the app icon here in black and white. So those are just some of my suggestions as to what I would do personally to the logo, but so far, your logo is amazing. I really like it. It speaks really well to people. It's really good to be able to critique each other's work just to see everyone else's ideas. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if you're like me, then you will love learning, and design is all about learning new things. So Skillshare have actually sponsored this critiquing video. Now, Skillshare is an online community learning hub for all of you guys, where you can learn anything from design, business, photography, cooking, lettering, calligraphy, all on that website. And not only do you learn them from people in the industry, you learn them from some of the top people in the industry, and it costs less than $10 a month. And Skillshare are actually giving us 2 months of Skillshare free for the first 200 people. Now, I'm not too sure how many people will get into this, so click that link down below. It's on the first section of the description. First 200 people get 2 months for completely free. Now, an amazing part about Skillshare is the critiquing side to it. Now, when you're taking part in a class from a professional, such as, Aaron Draplin or Seb Lester or someone else, you can actually upload your work for feedback. And there's a good chance of the person who made the class to actually see that and to give you personal feedback based on what you've done. So kind of like what's going on now. They might not make a video like this, but they'll definitely tell you little pointers and things that you can work on within the design. So if you want 2 free months of Skillshare, click that link down below to try it out. And if you're on Skillshare right now and you're currently using it, let me know what class you're taking, because I'm taking the Seb Lester class for hand lettering and calligraphy. It's amazing. If you haven't been on it, go down below and find it. But guys, this has been Will Paterson critiquing your logos. If you would like a logo critiqued, then submit it in the email down below somewhere in the description, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Excuse me for the hair, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.